Live from the WCTV studios, this is the Good Morning Show. Coverage you can count on.
Happy Sunday morning, everyone. The time now is 8 o'clock. Now, we've got an exciting show for you this morning. But first, let's take a look at your weather. Charles is standing by. Now, Charles, in case people are going to have any Grammy viewing parties outside, how's the weather looking?
It will definitely be warmer today. In fact, if you walked outside this morning, you probably noticed that it doesn't feel as cold as it did yesterday morning. In fact, current conditions right now speak for that. It is 65 right now in Tallahassee, 66 in Thomasville, 64 in Valdosta in mid-February. So it's a little warm out there this morning. Elsewhere, mostly in the 60s. We do have a Rogue 58 degrees right now, and Perry 55, and Cross City 58 in Live Oak this morning. Otherwise, everyone else is a little bit warmer this morning. The dew points are pretty high up there this morning. 63 in Bainbridge, 65 in Tallahassee, 58 in Perry. That southerly breeze will be getting the last 24 hours or so has definitely helped boost the temperatures and the humidity values, and therefore we also have the concern of fog in some parts of our area. In fact, 3/4 mile visibility in Perry, near zero across city, 2 mile in Valdosta. So, in fact, the National Weather Service has dense fog advisories in effect for the eastern portions of our area until 9 a.m. So, we've got about an hour left of that. So, be very careful if you're out driving this morning. As for the rest of the morning, though, with the exception of fog, we can see mostly cloudy skies most of the day today, warming up into the 70s by 10 a.m., even the mid to upper 70s by 1 o'clock. But will this warm weather stick around? I'll have your forecast later in the show.
Well, in your headlines this morning, protesters on both sides of the debate over funding for Planned Parenthood held rallies across the country Saturday. Thousands of people speaking out for and against abortion. Anti-abortion rights groups are calling on Congress and President Trump to stop funding the nonprofit because it gives abortions. Some people say making cuts to Planned Parenthood is about more than abortion.
So many people do equate Planned Parenthood with abortion, and in fact, abortion is a tiny, tiny percentage of the services they offer.
Other services of Planned Parenthood include helping women get birth control, cancer screenings, and testing for sexually transmitted diseases. The organization says none of the federal money it receives is used toward abortions. Protests even taking place in Tallahassee, most of the people out there for funding being cut. In fact, one woman saying Planned Parenthood does not help women, but actually hurts them.
I love life, I love babies, I love women. This is all about love, sharing love, helping women protect the babies in their wombs, which should be the safest place in the world, should be the mother's womb.
Congressional leaders are currently working to cut funding for the controversial organization as part of a reconciliation process. Protests also taking place around the U.S. over ICE's immigration raids. This as the president considers signing a new executive order on the issue, focusing on extreme vetting. Kim Hutcherson has more.
We're all heartbroken, and we still cannot believe that this is happening.
An Oregon family still trying to come to terms after their loved one was picked up by ICE officials as part of federal raids across the nation.
We need our dad.
Hundreds of undocumented immigrants were arrested in at least half a dozen states, like California, Illinois, Georgia, New York, and the Carolinas. The actions are the first concerted effort by ICE under the Trump administration to arrest targeted undocumented immigrants for deportation proceedings.
First of all, they're not rounding anyone up. The people that ICE apprehend are people who are illegal and then some.
ICE officials call the arrest routine and say many of those arrested had prior felony convictions, including child sex crimes, weapons, or assault charges. Still, fear is running high among immigrant communities since Trump's inauguration, especially after the president's executive order barring foreign nationals from 7 predominantly Muslim countries. On Thursday, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled against reinstating President Trump's travel ban. In response, Trump said he plans to unveil new security measures in the coming days.
You also talk about
the unfortunate part is it takes time statutorily, so it takes a little time. We'll win that battle, but we also have a lot of other options, including just filing a brand new order on Monday.
Are you planning to do that? Is that your plan?
Could very well be.
The Trump administration says there are no immediate plans to appeal the circuit court's decision to block its travel ban, but it might take the case to the Supreme Court in the future. I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
In other news, tonight is one of the biggest nights in music. The 59th annual Grammy Awards will take place in LA, and viewers can catch all of the action right here on WCTV. Comedian and talk show host James Corden will host the show. Beyonce and Adele will face off in 4 major categories, including Song of the Year and Album of the Year. And some of today's hottest artists will also take the stage. Stephanie Elam has more on what you can expect tonight.
From Adele to Beyonce, the Grammy Awards honor the biggest names in music, and 2017 is no exception.
It is the Vatican, sort of the music business and of music entertainment. There really isn't any bigger award to win.
Beyonce leads the charge with 9 nominations, including Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and the night's most competitive prize, Album of the Year. The singer's latest collection, Lemonade, faces off against Adele's 25, Justin Bieber's Purpose, Drake's Views, and Sturgill Simpson's A Sailor's Guide to Earth.
This year, even though it seems like it's going to be a big face-off between Adele and Beyonce, kind of all bets are off.
The Grammys are also known for creating household names. Best New Artist contenders Kelsey Ballerini, The Chainsmokers, Chance the Rapper, Maren Morris, and Anderson .Paak may become the evening's major success stories.
There's any number of artists who could have a big night and, enjoy a big bump in sales, in attention, in streams due to their performance.
Awards aren't the only thing on deck at the Grammys. Expect some big collaborations. Lady Gaga with Metallica and The Weeknd with Daft Punk are just a few of the duets set to hit the stage.
Pop, pop, it's showtime!
Late night host James Corden will handle MC duties. The carpool karaoke star will likely provide some musical entertainment too.
With James Corden, you're getting more of what Billy Crystal was to the Oscars, or at least potentially that, because he can sing and dance and he's a comedian.
Expect enough music and mayhem to uphold the Grammys' reputation as music's biggest night.
All right, bragging rights are right here in our area. We've got a Grammy winner from here in Tallahassee. This is Kendra Foster winning Best R&B Song and Best R&B Album of the Year at the 2016 Grammy Awards. Now, last year, Kendra shared with us what it was like to be in the pool of Grammy winners. We caught up with her a year later to see how life has changed since that night.
Well, you can imagine winning accolades like that has opened up many doors. So it also empowered me to release my own single and album. So we're now on the solo project.
Kendra will perform at Cascades Park February 25th as part of FAMU's Harambe Festival, and it is free to the public. Skydiving, climbing Mount Everest, and learning a new language are typical things you see on a bucket list. But one Tallahassee professional gets to check off attending the Grammys on his list. Abby Walton has the story.
Glitz, glam, and Gus. This Tallahassee professional checks off on our cool list. Among meeting former President George W. Bush, being blessed by the Pope on his wedding day, and even getting a personal letter from Tom Hanks, Gus can check off attending the Grammys.
When you're walking the red carpet and when you're surrounded by all these famous performers, it's just a kind of an out-of-body experience.
But for Gus, getting to the Grammys just sort of happened.
Got to meet Neil Portnow, who's the CEO of the Grammys. He asked if I was a member of the Grammys, and I said, no, sir. I said, I don't work, in the recording world. Upon returning to my office, there was this wonderful packet on my desk with all of the official paperwork and my membership card, and I've been a member ever since.
Not only is he a member of the Grammys, he also works as a Florida lobbyist and is chairman of Florida State's opening nights.
I have a great love of the arts and music and politics, so the fact that I get to do both is a real neat treat.
So what does a member of the Grammys do?
You have a lot of artists that send you music samples and clips for you to review for your consideration, as they call it. And you're able to get a very good sense of a cross-section of what kind of artists are in competition that year. You get exposed to a lot of people that you've never heard before, and that's also a lot of fun.
And we just had to ask what shining moment stands out from past Grammys.
In 2009, everybody from Paul McCartney to Stevie Wonder to Radiohead to Jay-Z to Coldplay, Beyonce, all these people were performing, and it was like, you know, your radio had come to life.
Many people think the Grammys is just a one-time show on Sunday night.
Beyond, of course, the awards on Sunday are a very proactive organization in representing artists' rights and songwriters' rights. They stay very engaged on the national and on the state level.
For Gus, he just hopes to keep the good times rolling.
Unfortunately, not going this year because of the legislative schedule. But one of the wonderful things about being a member of the Academy is you get invited every year, so I'm hoping to be able to go back next year.
For WCTV, I'm Abby Walton.
Well, Gus says his background in politics is fitting for the role as a member. The Academy lobbies for things like copyright and piracy protections. But I tell you, it's got to be awesome to go to the Grammys.
I know, that's got to be one experience.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm putting that on my bucket list also. But you can watch it right here on WCTV, so you can watch it with us, and most likely I'll be live tweeting it because that's what I do on Twitter. All right, how's the weather looking out there for anyone having those watch parties?
Right now it's pretty warm, and the warm temperatures will likely stick around today. Starting off in the 60s right now, with a few exceptions like Perry, like Cross City. Will these warm temperatures stick around for long? I would take a quick look at your weather right after the break.